Hi everyone. I thought I would just do a really quick overview of our last project, our project 3, the proposal. And now this will be really quick because I think largely due to the accelerated nature of this class and how quick we have to run through this, they have actually designed a very step-by-step process of getting through, of developing and writing this type of essay, which is going to be a proposal. And so let's look at it really quickly. I'm right here in Module 6, where we start this proposal assignment. Make sure that you read over the assignment and what is due. This is a little overview, but I want you to open this up right here and use this. This is a step-by-step paragraph breakdown of what type of information is important in this type of writing. And so what we are doing here, we are picking an audience. And an audience for this type of proposal about a social issue is going to be someone who has the power to enact change, someone who may not believe that there is a problem, someone that we need to convince and propose an answer to that can be workable. So we're not simply going to argue that, hey, somebody needs to take care of this, or argue that, hey, this is a problem. We are going to come up with a proposed solution. And don't worry about whether that solution is perfect or not. That really doesn't matter. It's more about how you present it. This is just a practice exercise, if you will, on how to make a proposal and how to present it. So don't worry if that idea isn't earth-shattering, okay? But look at this breakdown and see what is expected. You're going to introduce your essay. It's going to lead up to a clear thesis of what can be done. And then you're going to offer some background on the problem. And this is second section is going to be a spot where you can basically summarize what you wrote in your part 2 essay, synthesizing the different sources to provide an overview of the issue or problem. And then you're going to start outlining your solution or your proposal. All right. So look over that, study that, and kind of mirror your essay according to that. But also right here where they have this highlighted. And I don't know why they throw in these words that are unnecessary, but it says you are not to write a report, right? This is going to be opinion based, but you're not simply arguing that someone must fix the issue, but you are proposing. You're offering a specific proposal to your target audience, a well thought out plan of amelioration, a plan of action, okay? Something that can be done, something actionable, all right? So if we go over here, make sure that you watch this video because they go through step by step what needs to be included in this type of an essay. And whether you like this or not, it is kind of handy to have that step by step. If I was able to have you, and I wish I had you for the full 16 weeks because this is a fun group of people, but we would talk about this. We would talk about the whys and what it's doing and how to be rhetorically savvy, how to analyze your audience to see what kind of methods and language and style and evidence would work well for them. But we don't have time. So they've laid it all out here. And so take time to watch it. I'm going to backtrack. I just thought of this. I'm going to backtrack. And it mentions here that you might need to go out and find some more sources. Don't feel like you have to, right? I mean, you already have 6 sources. That should give you a pretty good overview of what needs to be done. If there is something to back up, if you have a specific claim that's new, that you can go out and find some sources to back that up, that's fine, but don't feel like you have to. All right, so watch that video. And then there was one other thing. Oh, the student draft. I'm going to go back out here to the modules. Okay, so look at that draft. They always offer you 2 student examples of drafts. In this one, this first one is going to be a sample draft, like a rough draft. But if I were you, I would jump up to Module 7 right here and look at the student's final version of their draft. Okay, open that up, read the content, the explanations, so that you can get a full understanding, but use this draft as a model. okay, of what can be done. Look at how this student presents their thesis, how they guide the reader through the different sections of their essay, how they use topic sentences to open up each paragraph and let the audience know what is contained in that paragraph. It's very, very helpful. It's a great model, something that we can mirror in our own writing. And so if you look at this, this is about this ongoing example of the issue with parking at ASU. And their final thesis is right here. If ASU Parking would invest in and activate a parking space counting app, okay, they think that would be helpful. And that's their main argument. But look at that, this next topic sentence. Before understanding how a parking app would help, it is important to consider some of the reasons why hourly parking is a problem, right? So that's familiar. That reminds you back to, draws the attention back to your project 2 of this essay. And they just kind of review. Obviously, the audience to this will not have access to that. And so they're just doing a quick summary of what was covered in that. They're laying the foundation. They're describing the problem based on several sources so that the audience for this essay will know that, oh, this is a well-rounded, thought out argument. And then they get into their argument. A parking spot counting system with an app would help drivers locate vacant parking spots, blah, blah, blah. So that's their first point, right? They make their point first in a topic sentence, and then they bring in some source material from experts that will help support that point. And then they don't end with a quote, never end with a quote. They connect that back to the thesis. An additional advantage, so they're getting into the next point, is that it could also provide readers an ASU with an alternative payment method. All right, so that's their second point. Then they bring in the evidence. Okay, so look to see how they use these topic sentences to guide the reader forward. All right. Of course, the arguments against parking app include the cost and app. So they present at the last. Do not do this at the first because you don't want this to be the first image in your audience's mind, but they do offer a counter argument. They think, okay, what are going to be the complaints? What are going to be the objections, the possible questions that they have, and they address them and they answer them. You don't have to do that, okay? But if there is a strong counter argument, address it. Don't just ignore it, okay? And then in short, and this is the conclusion, I would highly recommend that you do not use cliche transitions into the conclusion like in short or in conclusion. If you remove that, you have a very strong sentence, all right? Those kind of phrases actually hedge up or weaken a strong sentence. So I personally would highly recommend that you do not use in short or in conclusion. Just remove that and the rest of the sentence is very strong. That's going to be your conclusion where you wrap it all up, okay? And also, it should be a lot longer than 3 sentences. You're going to remind your audience what the main thesis was. You're going to bring together some of the key points that you made. And then you're going to end by telling them why this all matters, why they should care about this, what it can do for the university and for the community or whoever the focus is. And then on the next fresh page, you're going to start your works cited. And this is a good model of what a works cited page should look like. All right. So study those as you write. Take advantage of them as examples that will help you know what to expect and how to model yours. And then let me get out of this. The last thing I recommend, let me get in here. This is a little longer than I hoped it would be, but I'm going to go really fast. Always go ahead. Let's see, when is this final due? Boom. Always go ahead and pull up that final submission page and go down and look at the rubric. Look at the different things that, and now I didn't write this rubric and it's quite vague. It is quite vague, but still you can look and kind of get an idea of what's most important. That whole content and organization and the formatting is going to be the most important things. All right. So look over that stuff. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, drop in. Nobody comes to see me during my office hours on Thursdays, and I just sit here on my computer doing my work with my Zoom open, hoping somebody will come by and say hi to me. So you could always drop in during my Thursday afternoon Zoom hours, 1 to 3 o'clock on Thursday afternoons, or we can set up another time to get on Zoom and talk. If that time doesn't work for you, just let me know. All right? Bye-bye.